If Hegel had known about quantum physics, why consciousness is not a hindrance, but a condition of reality, but not in the way you think. When Hegel wrote that a world without thinking is an empty abstraction, contemporaries twirled their fingers at their temples. The physics of his era operated with solid Ball's atoms and Newton's absolute space. It seemed that the world existed on its own, and consciousness was just a passive spectator who could make mistakes, but did not affect the scene itself. Today, 2 centuries later, the picture has changed radically, and not because Hegel was a mystic and proved to be right, but because physics has finally caught up with philosophy and shown that the question, what is reality outside of observation, is not just complicated, it may even be incorrect. Let's start with the main misconception. In the popular narrative, one can often hear, the observer's consciousness collapses the wave function. This is an outdated formulation. Modern physics says otherwise. Collapse is not an act of consciousness, but a process of physical decoherence. A quantum system can exist in superposition, both here and there, but when it interacts with the environment, this superposition leaks. The system appears to choose a state. No consciousness is needed, only interaction. So why does the observer matter? Because in quantum mechanics, a state is not a property of an object, but a relationship. There is no absolute state, only interaction. Hegel did not predict quantum physics, but he understood something deeper. Reality, as we know it, is structured by thinking, not invented, but shaped through cognition. When we say this tree, we already apply categories: object, identity, boundary. Physics shows it's a stable configuration of fields. Modern science describes not things, but structures and relations. The anthropic principle. We observe the universe because it allows observers to exist, not by design, but by necessity. Otherwise, no one would ask the question. Hegel would say, mind is not accidental, but a condition of cognition itself. Consciousness does not create reality. But reality, as described, always depends on interaction and conditions of observation. Measurement changes the system. Properties are relative. There is no external point of view. This is not subjectivism. It is a limitation of perspective. Hegel called this the dialectic of subject and object, a paradigm shift. AI now observes the world differently. Not objects, but patterns, vectors, data. Every system has its own reality. Understanding this avoids 2 extremes. The world is not exactly as we see it, but it is not an illusion either. Truth emerges through interaction. Final. We do not fully understand reality. We do not fully understand consciousness. But we are learning to ask better questions. We always start from within. Language, tools, perception. And this is not a limitation. It is the condition of knowledge itself. The world does not wait to be discovered. It unfolds as we observe it. Like, subscribe for more deep tech content.